How the assassination of a prince sparked World War I. In June 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, the future heir to the Austrian throne, and his wife Sophie traveled to Bosnia, then part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The couple visited the Bosnian capital, Sarajevo, on June 28th to meet loyalist troops. It was the last day of their visit to Bosnia, and it was a Sunday. The day was especially significant for Ferdinand and Sophie, as it was also their 40th wedding anniversary. Because they had married a commoner out of love, Ferdinand and Sophie had never been photographed together as husband and wife in Austria, due to strict royal rules. But Sophie was very happy that day, as the rules were not in force in Bosnia, far from the kingdom, and she took several pictures with her husband. Although Sophie was very happy with this trip, many people in Bosnia were angry at their arrival. On the way to their destination, they narrowly escaped a hand grenade thrown by Serbian terrorists. Although they survived this journey, luck did not favor them in another attack later in the day. Ferdinand and Sophie Princip were killed by a bullet fired by Serbian nationalist Gavrilo Princip. Ferdinand and Sophie Princip were only 19 years old and were the children of a poor farmer. Although such deaths at the hands of assassins were not uncommon in Europe at that time, the Austro-Hungarian Empire was very angry about this murder and, with the help of Germany, declared war on Serbia a month later on July 28th. Shortly after, Germany declared war on Russia, occupying Belgium and France. Russia was an ally of Serbia at the time. Britain did not like these events at all and declared war on Germany. The phenomenon of one country occupying another was nothing new in Europe. These events were a reflection of that. In the early 20th century, the Industrial Revolution was in full swing across Europe. New industries and production technologies were being invented to establish control over new regions, rich in oil, gas, coal, and other valuable mineral resources. When the British Empire was spread across 5 continents and many colonies in Africa were under the control of France, Germany also wanted to participate in this game of colonization. The tensions between the countries, desperate to strengthen their existence as colonizers, were increasing. Like-minded countries then formed alliances with each other to strengthen their presence in Europe. In the first decade of the 20th century, the countries of Europe took the initiative to increase their military power and were also encouraged to demonstrate their military power when necessary. All the influential countries of Europe had strong militaries and were gradually doing everything they could to further prepare their militaries. In the 19th century, there was a widespread rise of nationalism across Europe. People began to overvalue their country and culture. They became desperate to get rid of the colonial powers at any cost. It is believed that this intense nationalism was a common reason for the outbreak of World War I. For example, in the Franco-Prussian War of 1870–71, Germany defeated France. France lost a lot of money and land to Germany. This incident later incited French nationalism, and public opinion was formed for revenge against Germany. Archduke Ferdinand was also assassinated due to the rise of extreme nationalism. He was shot by Princip, a member of a Serbian nationalist terrorist group who could not accept the rule of the Austro-Hungarian Empire over Bosnia. The farmers of Bosnia were suffering from severe deprivation at that time. They were completely exhausted by the burden of exploitation day after day. When no one was doing anything to change these terrible days, a group of young people in the country took the initiative to do something themselves. Princip was a member of this revolutionary group. In short, after the Austro-Hungarian Empire declared war on Serbia, Germany declared war on France and Russia in August of that year. In response to these events that occurred in a very short time, Great Britain also declared war on Germany. As a result, all the influential countries of the time were involved in the war. By the time Princip's trial began in October, World War I was already in full swing. The Great War or World War I used deadly weapons such as tanks and chemical weapons. About 9 million people died in that war.